The RSU 63 school board held its monthly meeting tonight, just days before the start of the new school year. It was also the last chance for Embattled board member Brittany Wood to attend following a months-long absence from her seat. Wood was in attendance tonight, allowing her to keep her seat. She was arrested back in Brewer back in July after prosecutors accused her of fleeing to Boston and New York to avoid arrest following the May 31st overdose of her 9-month-old daughter. Prosecutors say cocaine and fentanyl were found in the infant's system. Wood's attorney argues she was merely on vacation and only learned of the warrant through a news report. July's board meeting was canceled, giving Wood more time to attend in order to keep her seat from becoming vacated, but board members say the cancellation was coincidental.
We recessed for July because that's something that we normally do. There was nothing pressing that we needed to cover in July, so RSU 63 School Board voted to recess for the month of July.
Wood is currently out on $50,000